Heavenly parent, call Jesus my son. However, according to the principle of creation,
there cannot be only a single true son. At that time, there was no true daughter.
Israel, which drove Jesus, who was to become the true father of humankind.
To the cross had to pay indemnity. Heaven cannot bring about the birth of a true daughter.
Through the remaining indemnity of the Israelite nation,
which still had indemnity to settle.
that is why heaven sought and established a chosen people to give rise to the true daughter, and that nation is the Minjok.
The birth of the true daughter
Must be based on the foundation of
Christianity.
Oh.
The Israelite nation, which failed to accept Jesus, cannot give birth to the true daughter, because that nation still carries unresolved indemnity.
We know from history what indemnity the Israelite nation has paid. Heaven is determined to fulfill its purpose.
For this reason, long ago, the concept of the chosen nation through the Minjok was passed down in Korea. The Minjok has never invaded its neighboring countries during the Gojoseon era. It was the Han Dynasty which at that time controlled all of present-day China. The Han people disliked war and revered heaven, which is why they were called the Bakui Minjok.
Their desire to avoid conflict eventually led them to settle in the Korean peninsula. Heaven's providence is mysterious. This nation has never experienced a time of true peace. Right after World War II, Korea was divided into South and North. It became a nation of democracy and communism. Yet, because this nation upheld the spirit of respecting heaven, it was more enthusiastic about accepting Christianity than any other country in the world.
Jesus, on the cross, said, "I will come again." This phrase signifies that the fulfillment of providence cannot be accomplished by men alone. It must be fulfilled on earth, and Jesus himself stated that he would return because he was unable to complete his responsibility during his first coming. When he returns, he will hold the Lamb's feast.
There have been many difficulties step by step in heaven's providence to save fallen humanity.
As you read the Old Testament, you will learn that heaven selected certain individuals for whom it hoped. Yet, because of human mistakes and failings, indemnity increased the process of shaping fallen humans so they could understand heaven's providence and be able to respond appropriately on God's level was incredibly difficult. It took 4,000 years just to bring about the birth of Jesus.
In preparation for the birth of the true daughter, who will be the counterpart to Jesus, heaven sought and established a new chosen people, the Minjok.
There was a very virtuous nation called the Han clan during ancient times. Before the birth of Christ, despite much distortion of Korea's history by China, I am explaining now why heaven had no choice but to find and establish the Minjok as the chosen people to bring about the birth of the true daughter. Looking at Korean history, we see the great and magnificent culture of Goguryeo, which lasted for 1,000 years and was incredibly vibrant. Goguryeo even dominated China at one point. However, Goguryeo eventually fell and disappeared. The